Thank you for being here, Orly. I appreciate you making the time.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
And in these 8 unedited minutes, we want to talk about something that's really passionate to you from our past conversations is having an impact on humanity. What's your story? What does that mean to you?
To me, it's generating an impact is to any person you meet. You're actually making impact on them, whether you like it or not. So I want to make an impact is a ripple effect. It's not just who you're impacting. Who are they impacting by meeting you? What is the pay it forward mantra here?
That's interesting when people talk about pay it forward, and I know some of the groups we go into too. They say you're not here to sell. I'm here to give back. How do you separate or combine it? What might be a better word? Because if you own your own business, you have to be selling. Yet at the same time, you don't want to be like the snake oil salesman or saleswoman. How do you separate the two, or how do you combine the two effectively so you really are giving back, and then the universe gives back to you?
So when people say I'm here to serve, not to sell, what bothers me the most is that they're really here to sell. Serving somebody is without any expectation of return. Meaning, when I serve somebody, when I want to help them out, when I want to give them something, because I like the added value to a conversation or to a person's life, I ask them what it is that I can do right now. It could be just telling them a joke to get them out of their funk. It could be just a smile. Many people don't realize how much you can impact someone's life just by being you instead of selling. Now, I know what I do for a living, and not everybody needs it. Like when people come with, that I meet people through those networking events that we belong to, I don't need their services. I don't need another financial planner. I don't need another CPA. So what is the conversation going to be about? It's about how I can support them. And that's where I say, I'll give you what I have, and I do not expect anything in return. That's really being of service.
So how is it actually for you? How has it come back to you with just being of service and being there to help other people without expectations? I mean, you're on four, going on five companies. You have crazy, awesome, ambitious goals. How has it come back to you when you give first and only give without expectation?
I do believe in God, right? And I believe in the universe. And I believe that, there's a boomerang that comes to you, whether it's from the same person or from other people. So the boomerang does work, right? Karma is whatever you want to call it, really. And you have to believe that it'll come back to you somehow, some way. The expectation is not there. It's whatever will happen, will happen. You got to do what you need to do, stay focused or laser focused in your goals and ambitions. But at the same time, you don't have to sell to every person you meet. They might not need you. So then what, right? So how about becoming of service as a human being? And that's where I believe that that's where I'm here. I'm here to serve and to pay it forward. And you're saying something like I have companies and so on and ambitious goals. Yes, but I don't have necessarily the people to help me. And when I started in my whole businesses, nobody ever helped me. And then what? So you have to rely on your own resources because you have them, and then you got to do the work. Some people just want to be handed the clients or whatever. I don't have that. I don't have that expectation. So when you don't expect people to give you, the universe gives you. Things happen. You meet people by hap chance. And I don't believe in hap chance, right? But you think it's like a miracle happens all of a sudden. Yeah, a check comes in the mail, money comes through, a client comes through, and you forgot all about them from a year ago. It's kind of funny, but that's how it happens.
How do you have goals without expectations?
Well, my expectations from my goals are only expectations of myself. I don't have expectations of other people getting me to my goals. If they come along, great. If I get help, great. If I have other resources that come, great. But I don't have the expectations of other people to reach my goals. My expectation is to reach my goal, and I'm going to stay laser focused and have a plan to reach those goals incrementally or by leaps and bounds, but I will do it.
And when you say do it, I mean, you had mentioned before doing the work. To you, what is the work to move towards a goal? The
So
work
some
portion.
people have some people have a goal of losing weight, right? Like one of my goals is to lose 30 pounds in 90 days, right? And so yeah, you got to stop eating the cake, Orly, and you got to stop, like there is things that you have to do in order to get there, because you can't eat chocolate cake every single day expecting expectation to lose 50 pounds or 30 pounds in 90 days, right? So my point here is that you got to do what needs to be done. If you need to learn something every day, if you need to apply a new strategy every day, if whatever it takes to get to your goal, it's up to you to put the plan together and follow the plan. Don't switch every single time, because then the universe doesn't know what to deliver to you. You got to be laser focused on what you want to achieve.
With what we're discussing and what you just mentioned, have you always been like this, or did you stumble across? I mean, how did you learn this? What was your discovery story for everything we're talking about right now?
I realized a long time ago that I was like everybody else, going to these seminars and following certain gurus, and some of you would, probably recognize yourself in it. You bought the books, you bought the CDs, and they sat on a shelf and collected dust, and you didn't do anything with it, so you didn't really learn anything, and then you started the whole process again. So I did that for a couple of years in my early years of being in business, and then I realized that, hold on a second, I learned so much. I have not applied one thing. So I became a more focused on me, myself, and I kind of a thing. The team that I call, who is your team? Me, myself, and I, right? That's what I used to say, right? And so me, myself, and I know exactly what to do. I got the education, I got the resources, and I have another gift, which I think is a gift, is to engage with people, making them feel special, making them feel good, and understanding what their needs are before my own. And that's how, Zig Ziglar said it best: help enough people to get to the top and you'll get to the top. So that's where I started.
How do you make people feel special?
Listening to them, right? Listening is number one. People will let you know how you can help them, how you can serve them better by just listening to them. And I'm not talking about listening to them in order to see what you need to say next, because a lot of people are looking for that in their mind. Oh, let me see what I can tell her now. And no, just be present. Listen to them. You might not get to speak, and that's okay. And you need to be okay with it, because it was their time. It was their time to talk to you, and they needed it. So give them the time and give them the ear, and then look at how you can serve. Eventually, they'll think of you, and not to worry about that.
We've covered a lot of ground in a very short period of time. For the last 30 seconds, if people are watching and saying, wow, I want to make an impact on humanity, where do I start? What would you say, like one thing, if you're going to do one thing today to get started, what would you tell them to do?
Start with one person. Start with one person. If you're impacting one person, then get another one and another one. And by the ripple effect of what they'll do because you help them, you'll have the impact on humanity. Maybe just in your house, maybe in your community, maybe in your country, and so on and so on and so on. The world.
Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. Love being here.